Today, Crazy Town was overseas. Biden makes it clear. Crazy Town, G, roll it.
Good evening, everyone. Let me start with a few words about the recent elections held in the United States. There was a strong rejection of election deniers at every level, from those seeking to lead our states and those seeking to serve in Congress, and also those seeking to oversee the elections. Excuse me, I have a little cold. And what these elections showed is that there's a deep and unwavering commitment in America to preserving and protecting and defending democracy. In this moment of great global challenges, from global inflation to the climate crisis to Russia's brutal war against Ukraine, there's nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. And thanks to the bold agenda of our administration, we pursued from day one to tackle the climate crisis and advance energy and security at home and around the world. The United States will meet our emissions targets under the Paris Agreement while supercharging our clean energy transition. And let me meet, I just met in person with Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China. We had,
know where he's from.
Excuse me, we had an open and candid conversation about our intentions and our priorities. It was clear. He was clear and I was clear. And I think that we understand one another. And I'm convinced that he understood exactly what I was saying. I understood what he was saying.
Nobody knows what you're saying.
And look, and I think it's hard to tell at this point exactly what it means in terms of, but I've been very clear. And I think that
He's always clear.
I think Xi Jinping we agreed that we would set up a set of circumstances where on issues that we had to further resolve details, we agreed that we would have our chief of staff, the appropriate cabinet members and others sit and meet with one another to discuss the details of every issue that was raised, and we raised a lot of issues. Looking ahead at the G20 meetings tomorrow, we're going to be taking on the very issues that matter to the people's lives, not only here but also our allies and our partners. Now, I'm happy to take questions, and I'm told there are going to be 4 questioners. But I'm not going to do 10 questions from each questioner. All right?
That would be 400 billion questions.
And Sebastian Smith, the AFP, Natanja Bose.
Easy for him to say, huh?
I'm having trouble reading this. Sung Kim, Associated Press.
Do you find him personally to be more confrontational or more conciliatory and willing to compromise?
Neither and yes. Yes, I didn't find him more confrontational or more conciliatory. I found him the way he's always been. Look, I think, how can I say this tactfully? I think
You can't.
I think the election held in the United States was still leaves a little bit
talking about?
Uncertain. We, in fact, know what we're about. And so I don't get any sense that there's more or less confrontation. We were very blunt with one another. It's difficult to determine whether or not China has the capacity. I'm confident China is not looking for North Korea to engage in further escalatory means. We would have to take certain actions that would be more defensive on our behalf, and it would not be directed against North Korea. It would not be directed against China, but it would be to send a clear message to North Korea. We will do what it needs to defend our capacity,
Tell him
to defend ourselves and our allies, South Korea, as well as Japan. And that we'd be more up in the face of China, but it wouldn't be because of China. It would be because of what was going on in North Korea. We're not going to be able to work everything out. I'm not suggesting this is kumbaya. Everybody's going to go away with everything in agreement. Well, I made it clear, and I made it clear as well. I made it clear to make it clear to, because I made it clear, and I made it clear from the very beginning and last year as well. And I think that I'll conclude by saying it this way.
He's going to conclude.
I want to be clear and be clear with all leaders, but particularly with Xi Jinping, that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. So there's no misunderstanding. I'm not going to get into more questions. I shouldn't even answer your question. I guess all of you are going swimming from here. It's not far.
Swimming, he got excited that maybe he could play lifeguard again and have the hairs on his leg go up.
All right, let me make it clear.